Hello, it's Chris here. Just here to give you another little quick tip of using Excel. We've probably all had this happen to us where we've opened up an Excel workbook that somebody sent to us, gone onto the worksheet that we want, clicked into a cell, and then looked up in the formula bar and thought, what is that? I've never seen that formula in my life, and I have no idea what to do with it, what its purpose is, or how to change anything. So often we just abandon ship and pretend like nothing's happening because we're frightened to change it. But there's a little tool that Excel has that can help you do two things. One, it can help dissect formulas that already exist, and secondly, it can help us write formulas if we don't know which one to use. So let's set up a little example. I'm going to click here into the cell that I would like the answer to appear in. So this is cell J6. Now, if we were going to write a formula, perhaps, for example, somebody said you could buy a property for 250,000 and you can get it for 6% APR over 30 years. So what would the monthly payments be? Now, you're fairly confident that Excel must have some kind of formula that can work this out. So your first port of call might be to go here to the Formula tab on the ribbon, to the Function Library, and you think, oh, it must be Financial. So you click on Financial, and here you are with a list of acronyms that really doesn't prove that helpful. But there is a little tool on here called Insert Function that will help. Now there's three ways to get to this. You can get to it here from the bottom of any one of the Function Library drop-down menus, or on the left-hand side you have the same button here, Insert Function, or on the Formula tab of the ribbon itself you have a giant Insert Function button here on the left. Any one of those is absolutely fine to use. They all go to the same place. So I've selected the cell I want the answer to appear in, and I'm going to press the Insert Function button. And this dialog box appears. Now, if you've used this feature ever in the past, a lot of times people make the mistake of going straight to this drop-down menu here that talks about selecting a category. And as you can see, all that simply does is show us the same information that we get from the Function Library up here on the Formula ribbon. So what we're going to do is ignore that completely and go to this area up here that's already highlighted where it says type a brief description of what you want to do and then click go. So we're going to type in here the briefest possible description we can think of to describe what we're trying to do. And I'm just going to type the word loan in here because that's basically what we're trying to work out. So now I can click the Go button and you'll see that Excel gives me an option called Recommended. This is the only way that you'll see this option. What Excel's done is it's searched through all of its function library and said here are some functions that relate to loans. So the first one is cumulative principal. That's the function here. It tells us that it returns the cumulative principal paid on a loan between two periods. That's not what we want. So I'm going to click on the next one down. Payment calculates the payment for a loan based on constant payments and a constant interest rate. Well, that sounds about right. So with that one selected, I'm going to click the OK button down here. And now what Excel does is it opens up what's called the Function Arguments dialog box. Now this dialog box has effectively broken down the formula into individual components so we can work with individual components and understand how the formula works. Now how this is set out is the area over here on the left hand side, the ones that are bold are required fields. So something has to go in these fields in order for the formula to be able to calculate successfully. These ones that are not bold are just simply optional fields, and if you leave those blank, Excel will just choose the most common option to fill them in. So for this formula we really only have three necessary fields. So the first one is rate. So if I click into rate here, you'll see down here it tells me that rate is the interest rate per period for the loan. For example, it says use 6% divided by 4 for quarterly payments at 6% APR. Well, it just so happens that we did say our interest rate was 6%, but we want monthly repayments. So instead of dividing it by 4, we're going to divide it by 12. And you'll see straight away it's done the calculation and put the answer over here as a decimal fraction. Next field, NPER, total number of payments for the loan. So if you were good at mental math, 12 payments per year for 30 years would equate to 360 payments. But if you're like me, not good at mental math, you can just put the calculation in. So 12 payments multiplied by 30 years would give us 360, puts the answer in. Next one, present value. So what did we say? 250,000. So we put 250,000 in. That's all we have to do. Now we just press OK, and it puts the answer in for us. Now Excel is intelligent enough to know that this is a debit to your account, not a credit, so it's going to put it as a negative number. And it also knows, because it's currency, because it's a payment, it's going to format it as currency. So that's why you'll see here it says negative or outgoing £1,498.88. So a few minutes ago you may never have even knew that formula existed, but now using the insert function option you're able to do it. But remember I said that it can also dissect formulas. So if we clicked on this cell and we looked in the formula bar up here, we thought we don't know what that is. Don't panic, just press one of those FX buttons. I'm going to press the one here right next to it, and you'll see straight away it opens the function arguments dialog box. Across the middle here it tells us what the purpose of that function is. Calculates the payment for a loan based on constant payments and a constant interest rate. So now we know what it does. Then going into each component here, we get a detailed description down here of what that component actually contributes to the overall calculation, and we can edit individual ones. So if somebody said actually the loan amount has gone up, it's 300,000, we could just replace the 250,000 with 300,000, and when we click OK, it will do the calculation automatically for us. So 300,000, as soon as I press the OK button, it shows us the current calculation. But there's also something else in here. If I'm still not sure exactly what this is doing, there's a little blue hyperlink in the bottom left corner of this dialog box called Help on this function. If I click on that, it opens up a web page, which is the Microsoft Help web page for this particular function, where it gives us a breakdown in detailed information on how this formula is actually working. Also on that page you'll find a link to what's called Excel Formula Coaches, which is another web page that will open for you with an area that you can play with the formula without any risk of damaging the worksheet that you just came from. When you're ready to return to your worksheet, all you do is close the browser down and you'll be brought straight back here where you started, ready to carry on working with your formula. So now you don't have to sweat it with formulas. You can use the insert function option to help you write formulas, but also to dissect those that you've already written or somebody else has written and you don't understand. So thanks for viewing. Why not have a look at our website and see what other things you can learn in one of our training courses. Thanks for your time.